for all of these teams to be able to get their hands on Fireflies. Like, this start is about to get very aggressive.
Yeah, very, very aggressive. But we're into game number 1. OUG on the map. There's a whole bunch of action actually here over by BBE. You've got JDG and JJH in the area. So
Who got the
massive
Fireflies?
cluster of games. Everyone's fighting for those Fireflies. I think Fat Milk is already basically out of this game. Yeah, he's down. So they've been taken down. He's going to have to use his revive nice and early. It's GG on the hunt for TE here, looking for Armatari Zai team. Looks like LYD has been able to break away. I don't know if the rest of their team did very well there. Leo on the run, so can see that there's definitely a bad start here for the side of TE as LXM chasing Leo down. Leo going to be able to scale rush away to safety. Now cutting over to this fight with GG versus JDH. Looks like it's just a complete cluster of action. Wushen at top ports out. JDG do not want to be hanging around as JJH are on the hunt here. BBE coming in on that potential flank from the back, but Tutik actually with the hung sword. They're going to hunt back into JJH. Wolves are also closing in. This is a very, very explosive start to this game, actually, in this area.
Well, Tutik's going to have the ultimate again. Remember, Tessa gets to throw it out without needing 100% rage, which is why she's so good with Wuchen teams, because you can have Tessa fight the first V1, then if it doesn't manage to win you the fight, and you feel pressured enough, you can use that Wuchen port and then come back around to be able to third party once the other team either takes a different engagement or thinks that they have a little bit of time to recover. Looks like JJH are going to have to try and kite away from JDG. Wolves are also in the area. They knew that Fireflies were up around here and know that a lot of these teams are going to be looking for that third-party opportunity. JDG have been able to loot up while they're still waiting as JJH see the team that they're up against kite over to a no-ult zone, so JDG are going to lose the effectiveness of that. Tessa can still throw her ultimate outside of the zone, however, which is why JJH are currently stubbornly putting most of their players into the middle as we get a little bit of poke pressure coming on through. Is anyone actually going to take the engagement? Yep, we can see one player doing incredible low to that Viper F3 coming in, just absolutely smacking through Godly's health bar. And he goes incredibly low. As a result, Flames has to step forward and try and peel Tutik with the F1 on the Tessa, trying to buy himself the spacing. But JJH's Flames coming on in alongside Moran with that fan, getting so much damage so quickly. And in such a long range on that charged RMB. It's a 2 versus at the moment. Flames going incredible low does actually go down as JDG is able to turn it into their favor off of, you guessed it, the fan again as we get the fan ditto. Who's going to go into the hold horizontal into crouch? At the moment, Morris is trying to chase on Kiki, buying himself the time for the reinforcements to come through. And JDG will be able to win out over JJH as in the meantime, OUG and Alliance are going head-to-head. Alliance having picked themselves up, the Banescraft dropping it early on to try and find this lockdown onto OUG. They have to be careful, however, because every single team in the area knows that the Banescraft is down, knows that teams are going to be fighting, which means if this isn't over soon, the third party is going to be showing up at any moment. SS coming in with that Yoto V3, looking to try and find the lockdown. Manages to get a lot of these hits landing onto lane before dropping into that Farrier V3 that the King had already dropped for him. Takes a hit of Bane's Breath because he's stuck in the mech, but Alliance, because the mech is on the field, have fully disengaged and look to recover, licking their wounds inside the building before re-engaging.
Yeah, looks like Bane's Breath is now timed out, so Alliance have lost that advantage they had to work with. As SS is now going to demech Alliance. We're able to actually get himself into position to reset. Lian needs to try and get some of that armor back. Alliance may now just look to jump out of this one, though. Bo does not have an ultimate anywhere near being up and ready, as OUG want to keep the pressure up on to Alliance. They found them. They're going to look for the re-engage here. Jinyu ready to throw that ultimate down when necessary. Now it's OUG's turn to control the Bane's Breath. So that's coming down. Sandstorm breaks out from the side of Alliance. And they're at this point just going to bolt away. They do not want to be taking this fight anymore versus OUG, especially in Bane's Breath. But looks like OUG aren't done. They want to keep the pressure up. Zinyu failing the grapple, though. It's going to slow down his advance towards the side of Alliance. Bo just breaking away from their team, separating and splitting, maybe playing sacrificial lamb here for their team, or sacrificing their team so they can live. One of the two things could be happening. It does look like
Alliance cut over to the no-ult zone.
Yeah, they've got them. So they've got control here once again. Although, yeah, Alliance are a long way actually off getting that Takeda ult, so it makes sense that they are going to play around this. And we've already seen JJH actually pretty relatively successfully used the no ult zone to keep themselves safe. And honestly, it looks like AUG want nothing to do with it. So they're just going to back off and take the loss there and not get any kills.
Yeah, so OUG had one advantage going into that fight, and it was the fact that Jinyu did not actually use the Yushin ultimate when they were initially fighting Alliance, which is why Alliance know that the ultimate is still going to be online, kite over to the no-ult zone, activate it, sit in the middle of it, waiting to see if OUG decides to try and take the fight, knowing that their ultimates as a team will be up far faster than OUG, as had already burned 2 of them. As it looks like it's just going to be Wolves and JL at the moment, currently feeling each other out, wanting to see whether or not it's going to be safe enough to take a fight, or if there's another team hiding in the area, a team like JDG, who are looking to capitalize on the prospect of some of these teams taking their attention away from potentially a Tessa V1 drop down. You can dodge it. Problem is, if you're not expecting to have to dodge it, that's how Tessa really truly comes into her own. It's why she does so well in trios as opposed to in solos, where a lot of these players have the timing and reactions to be able to dodge the ultimate once it comes through. GG and KLA, meanwhile, have found each other. GG having been able to loot all the way through secret tunnels, one of their known drop locations. I think T actually challenged them on the drop because they had that Zai, so if they'd been able to get either the V2 active or just the F3, they might have been able to bully GG out of the space, but unfortunately GG as a team were just able to get much better loot pathing before TE were able to rally their forces. As it does look like they've already been able to find themselves 2 stacks of purple armor, put themselves into a very good position to try and take these Realm of Yangs, as Wolves have found another team, TRG, this time around potentially the target if a fight does indeed break out. But a lot of these teams, knowing that Realm of Yangs are about to spawn up, no one really wanting to overextend as a result. If you use your ultimate now, you're not going to be able to go through that portal, and that portal is oh so important to being able to scale a lot of these compositions up. Cannonball wants it because it means that they're going to be able to get more damage off of their Transformer ultimate. Sand Siphon wants it because they need to be able to scale their Decatur ultimates up to gold as quickly as they possibly can.
So, I was talking a lot about this with Seb last weekend. I love the circle when it does this. So, what you're seeing here is the circle, actually a big chunk of it is off the map. So, the map is way smaller than it looks off this first circle initially, just because you can't go into the water. So, there's a massive chunk of zone where you just can't go, meaning everybody gets forced together. That means this game accelerates very quickly, especially when all these teams come out with the Realm of Yang debuffs. They're going to be on top of each other, looking to cleanse them. So you're pretty much guaranteed that fights are going to break out off the back of that. Resources will also become less common as well, as already it's getting pretty action-packed as VVV from JL is going to go down 2 ticks now, trying to see if he can find the opening. JDG have had a really, really good start to this game already. 4 kills under their belt, and they've caught onto TXJ. He's looking to get himself in danger, and that should just be him going in for the Yoto ultimate, trying to break away, using the slashes to stagger up on to the members of JDG. Bow shot from 2-tick coming in, trying to land those shots on to TXJ, who is 1 tap away from going down. They are taken out there by Wolves, actually, who come in for the third party and look for the turnaround. JDG immediately Wu Chen ult out, though. Do not want to be hanging around and taking that fight. They're happy with what they were able to pick up there. Maybe a little bit miffed, but they were denied, as it looks like One Feng is going to be able to pick up VVV, but Wolves are on the hunt. They can smell the blood. JL, are they going to be able to break away from this? It looks like Wolves are going in the opposite direction. JL still going to play this safe and go the long way around as Wolves gatekeep the edge of the zone, knowing that someone was in there.
It's not just that, the Realm of Yang portal was also potentially there, so they were wanting to see if they could kite over and maybe collapse onto some of these teams if they got grooved. He's actually going inside the Realm of Yang with the Zai composition. No surprises here. We'll wait and see whether or not they go for the same line. Initiate with that Zai F3. Leo still holding on to it now. 1-2 light attack. There's the F3! Are we going to see the ultimate activation? Not yet. Now it comes on through to break away from that Wisp. Unfortunately, he gets caught up, scooped into the cavalry bloom, coming out from Alliance's Revenge, who held on to that and was oh so quiet about having it in the back pocket. And suddenly T are in absolute shambles. That damage hypercarry is gone. They're trying to use the Matari ultimate to break line of sight as quickly as possible, maybe get a turnaround off of some of these backstabs, but it's just a 1 versus 3. And Alliance are making sure that one of their players flashes the parry, one of them throws the focus, one of them hits the light attack, and there's nothing LYD can do. As in the meantime, OUG and Bowder go head-to-head. We're going to see Yiran going incredibly low and get absolutely collapsed upon by all of the players of OUG. SS throwing out that Yodo after buy some space and gets caught out into the Tamosh Wisp because he swaps to the bow and doesn't have a focus strike to be able to stop the CC from coming through. Bowder's Jing with the focus light looking to grief these players as often as he can to deny them, but it's all that he's going to be able to do. Extend his life by precious seconds as OUG are able to claim the win, the legendary longsword and the buff within.
All right, so there's a few things I want to talk about when it comes to that Alliance one, because that Alliance one, Cavalry Bloom, super impactful there. Really well played to kind of hide that, but they had it in the back pocket. But the biggest thing there wasn't the Cavalry Boom, it was the Tammy Sandstorm. They placed that perfectly, but it isolated the Zai from her team, so no one could come out to bail them out of any danger. They threw the Sandstorm down, they then bursted the Zai through, and then as soon as they were done with that, they then turned on the rest of the team. And there was no way that any backup could come in there for the side of TE. And they just crumbled off the back of that. So well played there by Alliances. They are just going to be grabbing themselves a little bit of are they reset?
Oh, they're going to be stacked. They just opened up a stash which had money in it. So now they're just going to be able to roll for Jades.
Oh, they're going to be so stacked. That is terrifying, actually. Does look like BBE got himself in a bit of a scrap here, though, already. We're seeing Roishishi getting taken down. Aizen looking for the damage onto them. Loads coming out. Instant Wu Chen port out, though, from BBE. Deciding that maybe they got a good opener, but they were not confident that they could still win that fight being down. Remember, JDG finding themselves in a scrap here versus DRG as down goes one. They do have the Vermilion Birds, Mike KLA and Bowder spawning in on top of one another. This is going to be a complete bloodbath as soon as they can get inside that realm. Yang Jing's already been able to find himself a shot on to one of the KLA members as they looking to finish them up here. That is so close for Cuckoo. Almost going to get himself taken down now. KLA trying to see if they can win the fight. The Sandstorm comes out. QGG gets himself caught out, immediately being bursted through. Sandstorm to back them up and make sure they have that safety net, but they can walk through the opposing one in response. Immediate healing coming out from the armor here. QGG full heals off that ultimate. Able to get so much down. He's got, again, huge work with the pole sword and the soul jade there. So much work done. QGG staying on top of this ultimate to keep his healing going. The same is being said here for the side of Bowder. Bowder being knocked back into the zone. They've been able to secure one onto Cuckoo. QGG next up on the menu as he's taken down. Bowder have just flipped the script, turn this around. KLA go down. A 3-for-0, an absolute whitewash there from Bowder.
Oh, OUG do not want to go down right now. They do have a million birds, but it's only 40 seconds left, so they have to be careful that this fight does not go on too long. SS gets hit by the Viper. Tava will be able to still throw out the ultimate, as we can see the last little hits of the V3 come on through. They're keeping the pressure up onto JGG, looking to isolate the fight out. They will be able to force the Wu Chen teleport. I don't know if they really want to chase this. One, because JGG actually teleported backwards into the zone, and two, because OUG committed ultimates, and Vermilion Birdsmite is about to run out. They only have about 10 seconds left. And in the past, we have seen teams get a little bit too overconfident with that particular buff in the back pocket, take a fight and it goes so long that it actually extends past Vermilion Birdsmite's duration. And unfortunately, the fight starts turning against the team that had the buff previously, and they go down and out of the lobby as a result. OUG already having picked up 3 kills, knowing that they're currently leading the leaderboard, wanting to make these multipliers properly count, decides to go for the smart play and back off the fight entirely. Bowder and JDG as well as GG have a really starting to make a lot of movement in terms of the kills that they've already been able to find. And a lot of these teams, GG especially, are very good at coming in with a select few kills into the final zones and turning them into the double digits and over off of just range pressure coming through and poaching everything out. As OUG spot out JDG, but knowing that they're lacking those 2 crucial ultimates to make Cannonball work, which is the Yoto V3 and the Farrier mech drop, to give the Yoto once that ultimate is gone, again decide to wisely back on offers. In the meantime, GG and Bada have actually found each other. This fight is going to be absolutely monumental in terms of deciding who's going to be able to score higher. LXM coming in with the Hang Sword, going in with the charged R&B, catching so much damage onto Jing, who is forced into dropping the Tumult ultimate to try to buy himself any sort of space of recovery. As in the meantime, GG just turn in on the leftover members of Bada. Peak drops the Karumi ultimate, trying to keep everyone healed up, but unfortunately he goes down regardless. It's not like Zip, it doesn't save you from what should be a fatal blow. All it does is regenerate that armor as LXM with the F2 drops it in front of Jing, continues utilizing that Hang Sword and charged R&B to force the Tumult back, forces the combo breaker, gets stuck in the Wisp however, and as a result Jing might be able to grapple and live a little bit longer for the rest of his team, especially because LXM misses 2 follow-up grapples to keep the chase going. In the meantime, unfortunately, Bowder's Yuran has found another team entirely. He takes one down, but he's just not able to find another. And DRG deal with one member of Bowder that GG had left to keep the chase onto the Tumult. Jin, with no choice, has to kite over towards Eventide and look to disappear amongst the foundations of architecture, and he's done it. GG have absolutely no clue until he drops out early. LXM doubled back, and I think he might have heard the Tumult move.
Yeah, he gave that one away. That was a bit sad, but he is somehow still able to break away. But he does have to be careful, knowing that DRG are also in the area. DRG smelling that blood, able to execute. Jin gets a massive amount of distance put away, but actually he's got CJS right behind him, so he is still in a little bit of danger. GG decided not to go into that round with Yang, decided to take the fight. Sure, they only get the 1 kill. They don't get anything more than that, but the most crucial thing for them there is they didn't risk anything. They got themselves that 1 free kill, and right now, with the fact that Bowder are in first place but only got a single player, GG are super set up right now. This is a very, very scary game to be going up against them. OUG have kept their heads down, but they have dropped from first to third in this first game. And already, GG, who were on the lower end of the table, I think they were 7th at the beginning of today, have leapfrogged into 2nd off the back of this. And they are 0.1 point behind a team with 1 player left. So this is their game to really accelerate their lead and try and take over. OUG, they have some work to do to reclaim their spot at the top. And we know they're a very capable team, but they played maybe a little bit too passively at the beginning of the day. Maybe there's a world where this is them playing smart, because like you said last week, they got ahead very quickly and then they got griefed out and they weren't able to win off the back of it. Maybe they're letting someone else take the heat so they can slide in and do what WBG did to them last time.
Yeah, GG, by the way, backtracking over to the bodies of those 2 Bowder teammates, almost ran directly into DRG, who'd actually been able to clean up one of the other players. And they're incredibly lucky that they show up fresh-faced on the scene. And as a result, the other team has no idea that that stands their ultimates, because DRG still had all of this. So if they decided to all in on that fight, GG could have actually gone out of this lobby right here, right now. As rather unfortunately, Bowder's Jing has been spotted trying to hug the outskirts of the zone. OUG, like you said, playing a little bit slower, a little bit more hesitant, not really wanting to put themselves into too much danger, have been scouting to see if they can find stragglers with the Mystic Might and that 100-meter radius that gives away players' locations around them. They're not alone in this chase, however. Jing trying to kite over towards Celestra and disappear amongst the buildings. This is a very smart move that Jing has been making in terms of his pathing. He's been over to places like Eventide. Now he goes to Celestra, where he's going to be able to utilize scale rushes really quickly, as unfortunately JDG anticipate where he's going to come out and manage to catch him unawares. He has to throw the Tumult ultimate as a result and go directly into the corruption, take damage, and hope that the damage and potentially the other team's in the area is going to deter the players chasing him. But out of the frying pan into the fire, he's run out from JDG and almost into OUG. But Jing with another hiding spot gets spotted out. It's so unfortunate. ZDI just comes through with that Viper F3, having enough of the damage necessary to be able to net the kill, and Bauda with 9 kills, unable to see themselves into a top 5 placement, Jake, and make what should have been an absolute monster of a game matter in terms of that kill score multiplier.
That's going to be super, super exciting for the likes of GG, though, who have just been able to take so much. This is actually them inside their first round, I'm going to assume, because they didn't go into the other one. It's them versus KLA, QGG on the run from that Yoto ultimate. GG just so aggressive in this game. They're playing absolutely fantastically. And this is the GG I wanted to see. And like you said, they're typically a team who shine more towards the end of a game. And they've already got themselves 9 kills. So they are set up for a very, very good game. Having a look at the Soul Jades. Unfortunately, I can't read Chinese, so I can't tell you what the Soul Jades are. But
that's a lot of legendary Soul Jades on
4 on CJS. He is terrifyingly strong with those 4 legendaries.
Yeah. Something to note as well, when we actually saw GG win that Realm of Young in replay, just that they were fighting against a Sand Siphon and they went for the line that JL used. All of their ultimates committed at the very beginning of the fight, as opposed to hold them over and wait for the Yoda to be out of ultimate before giving her mech. As GG now go up against another just a stack team, DRG, also in the area. Everyone going for the ranged poke to just try and batter out some of these resources before the fight can properly start on up. Alliance going to be popping a Valiant challenge scroll as well to be able to get a read on their opponents to see whether or not it's safe to take the engagements or if they're going to get third party. Speaking about third party, hello JJH. Everyone is currently scrapping over the Morris Blessing that's about to spawn on up, and it looks like GG just give it over to DRG. Are they going to be able to open it up uncontested, or are JJH going to reveal themselves? No. With just the Kurumi umbrella to be able to cover, they will be able to complete the load bar and make away with the legendary armor as well. It's not a flamer, so this one's going to be left in the box for someone else to be able to pick up if they decide to sneak a peek and see what exactly are the scraps that DRG left behind. Things might slow down since we do have a Bane's Breath. This isn't a team, this is just a randomly generated one that drops in the map, and as a result, a lot of these teams are going to be very hesitant to actually come out of their hiding places in case they're the ones that get pressured into having to go Bane surfing, as we've seen in the past, how detrimental that can be to guarantee your survival. As OUG currently scrap out over the same space that Alliance want to be able to hold. OUG unfortunately not really that stacked and scaled considering how quiet their game has been thus far. Not having the confidence to try and forcefully brute oust Alliance from this position. As Alliance, with all of the money that they were able to pick up from the stash that we saw them open previously, are absolutely stacked when it comes to Soul Jades. One of them, definitely Merciless Havoc, that Alliance's bow currently has in the back pocket and is revealing to everyone in the lobby. Some Soul Jades, like Jabbing and Cavalry Balloon, you sit on. Others you throw out and use to sort of just puff up and try and heckle up some space. As unfortunately, T are really in want of some different space to be right now. They're getting toasted and roasted in this cabin as JDG with the Flames Breath absolutely blitz through the walls with the Rupture Gale, actually managing to connect the burn through a lot of the resources that TE were trying to throw down and keep the burn tick away from as long as they possibly could. As, yeah, we get a little bit of a lull, Jake. Everyone goes into Buccaneer phase.
Yeah, there it is. 6 minutes left in the game. There's still a lot of players, actually. 27 players left at this point. I thought this would be a lot more explosive, just due to the how small the map was after map 1, but had a lot of action there, and then I think the map shifted back to being, the circle shifted back to being fully on the island, so space kind of reopened itself back up as if it was kind of re-gifted to the players. Now, Buccaneer phase definitely breaking out in full force. OUG finding themselves Bane surfing on the edge, just trying to avoid and find a place where they can sit comfortably. SS with the golden fan can be able to do a lot of work with this one. The question is who is going to be able to really take control of this final circle? OUG still sitting on just the 3 kills. It's been a very, very quiet game from the team who were at the top of the tables. And right now, they are in 4th. They're only 0.4 behind Bowder, and Bowder are out this game. So there is definitely room for OUG to climb up higher and maybe try and reclaim that spot at the top. Because again, it's only 1.2 points behind them and GG. So 1st to 4th, really not a big margin between either of them. Even Wolves are
Wolves have been spotted with a blueberry.
Wolves, like you said, were spotted, are able to break away without losing any health. Rushishi, though, has gone down. Bane's Breath coming in on top of Vibin. Awful place for them to stand, unfortunately. Immediately getting themselves caught out. They jumped into the Bane's Breath. Ivan in danger. Windwall comes down from Milk to make sure that Ivan's not going to be going down. They are just desperately trying to get Rushishi back up. That Bane's Breath was an absolute menace for BBE.
Oh, he goes down again.
Is going to pay the price for it. Throws down the ultimate, but can't stay alive. GG get their 11th kill with the bow from LXM. Beautiful secure there for the side of GG. And as you can see towards the middle, as soon as the Bane's Breath drops, people start to push in and fight up. Fat Milk gets himself caught out, jumping up towards the tree, just trying to break away. Bopped into the zone there by OUG, who immediately swarm onto Fat Milk. They need every kill, every point they can get. Fat Milk is able to break away from them, puts the wind wall down to get a bit of space, a little bit of room between him and OUG. Another wind wall comes down, but it's not going to last too long versus SS's mech. It's just looking to try and find those shots in that line of sight, and somehow Fat Milk has broken away into the tree line. One more shot is all they need to finish him up, and it's SS able to secure the kill with the mech. Beautiful shot there coming in. Now TE under fire from SS. Han on the edge there, just trying to break away. Another shot for the cannon. Actually, Leo losing a lot of HP here. SS going to re-mech. Oh, will lose that mech actually as they jumped into the sky. Do have that Yoto ultimate to play with here, but probably going to be holding that for a little bit longer. 3 minutes 50 left on this zone until this fully closes out. TE unable to really find themselves a position in this circle where they can get hold and they can control everything. Poe jumps into invisibility bush in the zone to recover some armor, but trades out pretty much as much health at that point as GG. They're the ones using a mech now. Need to find themselves a good line of sight to use this cannon, but TE, very low HP, could get absolutely blown apart by this cannon. We saw some damage coming in across there. Flames are able to secure a kill there onto JJH. So that's another kill for GG. They're 13 kills deep. They could open on a 20 bomb potentially here. There is enough players left as OUG actually have burnt a lot of their major ultimates here. Zinyu about to time out on his transform. Is going to try and see if he can make some work with it, but is going to jump in onto Wolves' Zem. Keeping that pressure up onto them. Has actually got Zem going very, very low. Zinyu able to secure the kill with moments left on the ultimate. Is going to get a little bit more damage onto Godly. Absolutely ruining that health bar. Are going to now de-transform. Going to be forced to try and see if they can find an opportunity to heal up. Zinyu drops the ult. Well, ult gets dropped for them so they can get into that and play nice and safe and continue to pressure up. OUG all of a sudden with a golden fan doing some serious work here. They're starting to climb back up the scoreboard into second place with those 6 kills. GG now next up on the menu for OUG, trying to reclaim and take that spot at the top back for themselves. Han losing a lot of health here to SS with the fan. Is going to be able to heal back up with the zip, but just runs towards GG. Needs to find an opportunity, a position for them to heal up. Zinyu, low HP, hasn't really been able to do too much healing. The Zip F is going to buy them a bit of space where they can get themselves a full reset off. And now DRG actually jumping in to the mix, trying to finish up some damage on to the King. They've got the golden armor to work with. They've got golden weapons on this mech to work with as well. SS finding an opportunity to get onto this high ground and put pressure up onto these players. 2 minutes left on the zone, and SS is just firing onto GG. He's going to try and force 3-3-0 out into the zone, in and away from his team. Flamer from DRG just zoning everybody else away. 3-3-0 with a cannon, getting so much damage off onto SS, but they aren't able to put it down and finish that one up. Wolves ZK able to take down Zinyu though. Wolves now getting that player down. Only one player left standing for the side of OUG, and this is just absolute carnage. There's still 11 players left in this circle. It's completely open for anybody to jump in. Not many places to hide anymore, as you're seeing LXM trying to find the opening, goes in for their own ultimate. Are they going to be able to find the line of sight to get these slashes down onto the members? That's going to be one there for GG. LXM with the Yoto starting to put some work in for their team. Wushin 98 taken down from the side of DRG. TRG, but Alliance able to take down CGS, denying GG one of their players. They got 2 to play with. They got 4 kills for that 20 bomb. Can they make it happen? The cannon from 330 may be able to get the line of sight off. WFZ getting himself knocked out, but low HP, still able to survive, still able to hold on. GG pressuring onto multiple people with this mech here. Cannon form gonna get turned into here. Lands the shot on to one of the TRG members in the sky, but there's another kill for the side of GG. OGSS goes down. 330 just trying to find a foothold in this zone. Find those fast 3 kills for their team. ZK low HP, but 330 can't find the opportunities to open up. They're going down. ZK is able to open up his own bunch of kills, getting a heap load done for his team. GG still have that one player. LXM puts down as much as he can. I don't know if it's going to be enough. He's fighting for his life. Alliance, last team standing, but that's got to be a GG win.